the other couple things I would say, I went to bed last night thinking, what is my conclusion here? What is my conclusion? And I woke up this morning thinking, what is the conclusion? What is the conclusion? And I have this feeling of that being on that roller coaster, down the hill. But I don't think it's quite that bad. I think we need to catch our breath and remember that what we want and need here and what you as citizens should demand is smart government and legislators who are making smart choices. For example, this week in the State of the Judiciary address, our Chief Justice, Ray Price, talked about exploration of different kinds of sentencing alternatives that may, from some of your perspectives, be the moral thing, but also could save the state a lot of money. It costs $16,000 a year to incarcerate someone. It may cost $3,000 to $4,000 to put them in a substance abuse treatment. I really don't feel like people are listening, however. Yesterday we had a bill in the legislature that would deny TANF benefits to needy families if there's a finding of drug abuse, and one legislator, I'm not going to mention any names, stood up with an amendment to take the language out of the bill that would have required the Department of Social Services to refer these individuals to substance abuse programs if there was a finding of drug abuse. You know, it's not enough to cut them off their benefits. We now are not going to refer them to substance abuse. It didn't even require that these were state paid for programs. Not to even mention the fact that there are huge waiting lists for the substance abuse programs that exist. And I was thinking, I just wanted to stand up and say, where were you the day before? Weren't you listening? You know, we could spend $3,000 to treat these individuals to make them productive members of society again, but you would prefer an alternative where they would likely end up incarcerated for $16,000 a year. And we just need to catch our breath and think about what makes sense here. You know, we are very, very fortunate right now to have people like Ron and Margaret and a governor who I think truly care about what happens to vulnerable people in this state. As bad as things seem, trust me, they could be far, far worse. In the proposed budget cuts, most of them are not that painful. They have done an incredible job of finding pots of money that have lapsed in state government, so doing away with you know, the waste people always like to talk about in state government. So we owe them a huge debt of gratitude. They are working 24 hours a day around the clock to make things as painless or to minimize the pain for all of us. And that's really where I'll close and pass this on to the next.